Hi and welcome to another live stream gaming chat video, and the topic of today's video is something that I've already covered a few times in other videos, but the situation has arisen again, and I've got a journey planned which is going to involve me sitting down and just sort of travelling for a little while, and I can't decide whether to which console to take with me. Now, I've said this in other videos, is that I've got a big selection, or a relatively nice selection of portable consoles, but I never take them with me for a number of reasons. And it just makes, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it does in some ways. I did say that some of the reason I don't like taking my bigger or my major consoles out with me, even though they're handheld and portable, is for fear of losing them, breaking them, getting them stolen, and it's not unusual. There was a few comments on my previous videos saying that they don't either. There was some guy on there that said he's got switches in the house, but if they were going out anywhere, that the kids take DSs with them, and that was my general feel as well, because the DS it's not very expensive, it's very robust. So on my previous journey, which I took in about September last year, I actually went out and bought a DS Lite just for travelling purposes. Even though I've got plenty of portable consoles at home, so I am looking again at having a journey, and which portable console would I take with me? So I've got three to choose from. This is my DSi XL. Well, it's the DSi LL, and there you go. And it's a very robust, very strong console. The fact that it is clamshelled means it's super protected. But I don't know if I've gotten out of that sort of DS era of gaming. I mean, it's a fantastic console. DS games are superb. This one is modded, so it's got emulators for other systems on. So there is a huge selection of games on this. But maybe I've moved on a little bit from the DS era, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. It's just that I seem to have gotten a bit further, but a bit more modern in terms of gaming. So if I don't take that one, my other option is my PlayStation Vita. Now, I didn't actually realise just how small, this is a Vita Slim, and I didn't realise just how small it was. I thought it was quite a big and bulky console, but I've just had it sitting next to my DSi XL, and it isn't. I mean, it's thinner, it's about the same length, and in terms of power and etc., the Vita is superb, especially compared to sort of DS and 3DS. And it's got a great selection of games. This one is modded, so it's got lots of homebrew and lots of PS Vita games on it. And up until about 4 months ago, this was my go-to console for everything. I mean, I am a huge Vita fan. It's the most underrated portable console ever. So could I take this one with me? And then my other one, which is now my favourite go-to console, is my Switch Lite. It's a Switch Lite, so it's a small version of the Switch, but it's still quite a big console to carry around with you. I mean, it is a fair bit bigger than the Vita. It's taller. It's thicker, especially because you've got to take these into account. Excuse me 1 minute. Just my cat's having an early morning mess around. So yeah, it is a bit thicker, and it's chunkier and all. And obviously, I like to keep my consoles in a good condition, so All of these three consoles have a case to carry them in, which adds even more bulk to it. And there's no way I would take my Switch Lite or my PS Vita out and about without anything to cover it. So this is my Switch Lite case, which is actually a Switch case with a Switch Lite insert. It does add a considerable amount of bulk to it. Let me just put that back in there. It obviously offers a superb amount of protection, but that is a big case to carry around or slip in a backpack. That takes up quite a bit of space. The same with the DSi XL. For some reason this is an unusually large case. So there's my DSi XL in there, and while it's protected, I think I probably got away with one that's half that size. It's quite a chunk. Even got no handle actually, just a little lanyard thing. So there's that. But then with the DSi XL, I feel less inclined to carry it in a case. A, because of its value. B, because of just how robust it is. And C, because it's clamshell, so it's the outside that's going to get scuffed and not the inside. And then I've obviously got one for my PS Vita. Now, that is quite a slimline case, so that doesn't take up that much space. But it's not just about space. I mean, that is a big stack of consoles. There's no way that I would take all three of them with me, and you can see just there just how small the Vita is, even if it's in a carry case. So I don't really know. I think I'm going to put a poll up on my community page after this video has gone up, as to just asking what you would take with you. Now, a lot of people that I've already asked would not take their Switch with them, and it's insane. It's because it's this high-priced console that they don't want damaged or stolen. But it is a portable console. It really kind of defeats the object of having a console that you can just pick up and take with you. If you were to have a regular size Switch, this is a Switch case, so you could take your main console with you in a case this size. Obviously this is a Switch Lite, but it's not a dedicated Switch Lite case. That would probably make this bulk a little bit smaller, but it's not just about that. I don't think, unless I was sort of going away for quite some time, I'm going away for a week somewhere, I don't think I'd take my Switch with me, for fear of it being left behind, broken, stolen, lost, damaged, whatever, because that is my pride and joy. This is my main console, so I think that one is out for my trip. And then you've got the DSi XL, which, I mean, if I was to take it, no, I probably wouldn't take it in this. Oddly enough, this is the case it sits in when it's at home, but it's huge. I may even look for a new case for it, because that is insanely big. I mean, you could probably get two of them in there, and it really does add to the bulk. But I just don't think I'm in the mood for playing DS games, or maybe I've pushed the DS for long enough, and I've kind of moved on. I want something that's a bit more modern, a bit more powerful, a bit more 3D, and with better controls, because obviously the DS doesn't have thumbsticks, so it just makes controlling certain games a little awkward. That is one thing I like about the Vita and the Switch Lite, is the twin sticks. So I mean, unless I'm absolutely crammed for space and I can then just take out the DSi XL and pop it in a pocket or in the side of my backpack, then I think that would rule out. Personally, and I haven't done this ever before, because at one point this was my main console, I think I'm probably going to take the Vita with me. It's somewhere in between. It's not as modern as the Switch, but it does have a lot of modern games, or more modern games. I've got Need for Speed on there. I could play Killzone Mercenaries, Little Big Planet, loads of Lego games. Then I've got homebrew games on there, emulators on there. So it's a big, powerful console. Actually, it's a small, powerful console, and I think I'm going to go with the Vita as a travel buddy, and it's purely dropped into that character or into that category because it now isn't my main console. I think that's what holds me back from taking the console that I love or play the most, and that made it sound I don't like this, but I do. But my Switch Lite is now my main console for gaming. This has dropped into number 2, so maybe it should have some travel love. The only other thing to think about is battery life. Now both the Vita and the Switch Lite, 5 to 6 hours depending on what you're playing. It's enough for a journey, possibly on the way back, depending on how far your journey is. That is one area that the DS range excels. The DSi XL can probably push about 15 hours. In the previous journey I did, I bought a DS Lite, and my son took his regular DSi, and although we had chargers with us, they lasted an entire week with a few hours gameplay a day, all the way up there, throughout the week, and all the way back. These two consoles just lasted on a single charge. So that is one thing to think about. But unless you're travelling from Land's End all the way up to John O'Groats, or right at the very bottom of England all the way to the top of Scotland, all of these consoles are going to last. They may not last on the way back, except the DS. So I think I'm going to show the Vita some travel love this time, for a number of reasons. One, it is modern, it's got good games that you can get into. I might even get into something like Uncharted on the way there. It's small and compact. It's a slim, I know, but I hadn't realised just how small it was. I thought it was quite a big console, and then I've been playing the Switch Lite, gone back to look at the Vita, and it's quite a compact little console, and the case, it also makes it compact. I mean, they're nice sturdy cases. I don't like sort of mini slip cases. This one is just a bit too bulky, but they're all sturdy cases. They're going to take some knocking or some travelling. So there you go. Travel consoles. I mean, first the question is, are you like me? Do you prefer to keep them at home? Do you worry about them when you're out and about? Or do you have a particular console or a particular version of a console that you would slip in a bag and take with you? So for the purpose of my next travelling journey, these are the selection of consoles that I have to pick from. PS Vita, DSi XL, although that's the LL, if anyone had noticed that, and the Switch Lite. And I think I'm going to go with the PS Vita, just because it's a bit more modern. I've got 2 or 3 hours, I can get my teeth into some gaming, and it's small. It's that happy medium of being quite small, but being powerful at the same time. So I have asked this question in the past, I've done previous videos on it, I've got sort of viewer reactions as to, I mean, a lot of people are in a similar mindset to me, is that they just don't want to risk their consoles. I mean, the main reason I use portable consoles the most is to use them indoors, just so I can sort of negate any need for a TV, not for me to travel around the world playing Killzone Mercenaries. But anyway, there we go. That is today's live stream. Out of these 3 portable consoles, which one would you take, or which one do you take if you're going out and about? Let me know. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.